So how does Grid actually holds up today? Last time I played a game was actually 2 or 3 years ago. Actually, it was during the same time frame when I made this video. I compared all 3 games from the Grid series, speaking fairly high of the original, but not the 2 that came after. And since I felt a sudden urge to get behind the Grid wheel once again, let's see how it holds up 11 years later. 11 years already, Jesus. This video will include a mixture of raw gameplay, a few full races with commentary over them, and snippets from navigating the menu, going over the career mode, dealing with annoyances the game has, etc. So let's see how much I can shit on the game, because I've always spoken fairly highly of it before. By the way, to be clear, this isn't a review of any sort, this is just me commentating about certain things just as I go and play through the game. So here we go! So here we go, the very first track. Just one lap, just to make the player get a little bit familiar with the driving mechanics. Not the hardest, not the easiest thing to control, but fairly sensible nevertheless. Luckily taking place at my favorite track in the whole game. The difficulty setting is fairly basic at the moment, just because this serves as sort of a tutorial.
Going up the hill and try to stay out of trouble. The turn coming up is kind of treacherous. Brake early and brake hard or you'll smash into the barrier.
Damn, you can already feel the sense of speed. And this is neither the fastest car or track, and you can already feel how fast it goes. Even though it's not important which position you finish in, it's not the hardest thing to finish first.
You just missed a nasty accident. Just a couple of corners to go. Don't do anything stupid. I did have some doubts about you at first, kid, but that was some great driving.
Finishing the qualifier in San Francisco has earned you a rookie license in all 3 regions.
So, a short tutorial video, unskippable sadly.
And we need them to start earning real money. You can earn higher licenses by increasing your reputation. Hello, Mac. I'm your new business manager. I'll take care of the money, you take care of the driving.
I'm actually taking care of the money, so don't be talking nonsense.
Driving for other teams is a great way to earn money quickly. You get a fixed amount for each race,
So,
plus bonuses for
I really like the beginning of the career. The first few races you do are under a different teams. It's required to do so because you have no money, and you need to get your first car. After these, you start driving under your own team and branding. But it also works as a tutorial and helps you getting used to different kinds of cars and disciplines, depending on which you pick. You even have choice over that. The coolest thing is you can always come and race for other teams if you want to, as a side gig. It doesn't make you as much money or reputation, but you have a choice to do so. That's a damn cool thing.
This screen allows you to set the difficulty level for each event, which will boost the reputation you can earn.
Let's not get too crazy at first.
You must have done something right to get noticed.
You'll be seeing me sliding out in turns fairly often. That's just my driving style. I like to give extra throttle and have my back sliding out because it gives you this cool badass feel of sorts. You can keep your car steady and do the turns proper, but that's just not my style. I really enjoy the flexibility the game offers. You can be disciplined or you can be sort of a punk. Plus, with wheel and pedals, I like messing around with the car's traction.
Someone spun out. It looks like Steven Sang. Couple of drivers connected behind you. Nasty. You beat the lap record. I like what I'm seeing. You're in first place. What a win! Wait till you see the replay of that.
Yes! Great driving! Awesome!
I think you won those races too easily.
True that,
Your
woman.
difficulty level.
Now in drift
got your
races you can
reputation.
set all the settings to the max, because it's just too easy. Drift is embarrassingly easy. It's almost a crime.
Get your tail out there and your wheels spinning on every...
信じられないハンドルさばき素晴らしいドリフト走行だ
Okay, Mac. Closer you can get to the flag, the more points you'll pick up.
こんなドリフトは見たことありません素晴らしい非常にいいこれは信じがたい
That annoying voice in the background. Annoying! And you cannot turn it off from the sound menu. It's just there, always.
凄まじい
You see how easy drift is? It will get slightly more difficult when doing your own career mode, but still, it's a crime calling that extreme.
The podium represents the world of professional racing. It's divided into 3 regions: the United States, Japan, and Europe. Completing events boosts your rep in each region and earns you new licenses. The more licenses you have, the more events you can enter. and the more money we'll make.
You see this? This is the career. That's your whole career laid out. Easy to navigate and access. You see all of this? These are your options available from the beginning. You're restricted to participate in some of them because you require money for a car, but it's there nevertheless. You can see what awaits you in the future. And you can do whichever you want. You can do all of them, you can skip some of them because you will gain enough reputation by not doing all of them necessarily. So you can maybe skip some that you don't like. Unless you're a completionist, you have to do so. And you buy your own cars, that's the most important bit. That's fucking career immersion. No stupid handouts that make no sense whatsoever. Sponsors giving you free vehicles before you even have started your career properly. Just, have a car. You'll race this car. No, buy your own cars. You buy everything yourself.
Look, if you're going to race, you need a car.
This driver.
TVO. Oh, these cars are so wild. I love it.
Lumination are leading the race.
Well, this track definitely requires pit stops. Pretty much all of these proper racetracks would benefit from having pit stop implementation. Races that happen on cities, San Francisco, Milan, for example, could stay as they are, but these tracks would really benefit from a mandatory pit stop mechanic. These random AI crashes sometimes are a spectacle. Teammate would be very helpful right now. And if he doesn't suck too badly, it increases your chances of your team winning the event as well. Because now it's just me that wins the event, and my team gets stuck in second or third, because each team has 2 people driving it. I don't have the second one at the moment.
You beat the lap record.
Well, you really got to drive dirty sometimes.
I like what I'm seeing. You're in first place. Great clean driving and a nice win.
Race, doubling our chances of winning the big bucks. We'll have to pay the new driver a signing bonus, plus a percentage of their winnings. There are a lot of pretenders out there, so be very careful in choosing. Really? This guy? Okay, you're the boss.
Shut up, bitch! You would say that regardless of which one I pick. All of these are garbage. Doesn't matter which one you pick. Oh, you're gonna pick this one? Oh, okay, you're the boss. I have no choice at this point. You see this? 6 more events. Way before I have finished most of the previous ones. More choice. You can do whatever you want. Keep pushing the USA region or do races in other regions. These pro events and the ones above give you much more money, reputation and sponsors though. But if there are certain disciplines you want to do at lower tiers, you can easily do so. So that's about it. The early stages of the Grid career mode. More crazier disciplines get unlocked later on, along with wilder vehicles. You keep making money, filling your garage, getting better sponsors, and trying to reach the very top tier races that are actually above everything on screen right now. As well as you try to become number one on the leaderboard. What I have issues with are mostly things I've always had problems in the past. Some voiceovers during drift races that you cannot turn off and are fairly annoying. The info that the team manager gives you during races is mostly useless. A few unskippable cutscenes. For a veteran, it's a waste of time. They're very useful for a first-time player though. I'd like to pick my first teammate properly, just sink all of my money in the guy and get something I don't feel ashamed of. The driving still feels very engaging and raw. Doesn't feel like a boat floating on water, like some other games tend to feel sometimes. The way the car sways and the effect every bump has is still pretty amazing. Overall, still feeling very positive about Grid. Still would really enjoy a game with similar driving mechanics, just better visuals, much better sound, and newer vehicles. And right as I was coming close to rendering this video, I noticed that Codemasters have announced Grid 2019 a day ago. Finally, 5 years since the last one. We'll just have to wait and see how well time has served them. See you in September.